There's no manual for this, so I'm making one in real time. I'm Ryanne, lawyer, mom, wife, daughter, and professional plate spinner, trying to make sense of life when it throws a plot twist. This show, it's for anyone who's ever whispered, how do I do this? Not just grief, but real life. How do I do this is not just the title. It's what I've been asking myself since the moment I heard my mom pass. The holy and the hilarious.
Doubt isn't the opposite of faith, but doubt's like a part of the faith.
All I can say is delete our text threads. If I go out,
Therapy, spirituality, casseroles, curse words, it's all on the table. I have now cried in public more times in these past 6 months than I think I had in my entire life. After I lift weights with you, I sleep like a freaking champ.
I want someone to open up their closet and feel inspired.
I often joke that trainers should have a prerequisite to be therapists.
I'm not just a psychic medium. I do the coaching, I do the intuitive speaking, I do all that stuff.
There is no failing in yoga.
You're proof that grief doesn't have to steal your greatness, that it can reveal your grit. And you are a gritty woman, and I love that.
I like moving. I like being in motion. That helps me get through it.
We would not let sadness define us or our family.
This is the greatest act of love you can ever give your family. Is a well-planned exit.
Therapy is kind of like going to the gym. You can sit on the edge of the bench and take selfies and post about it and all that, or you can get in there and you can sweat and you can do the work, and guess what? In a few weeks, you're going to see a huge change.
You expect hope. You live out of hope.
Yeah.
No, this is not the end. We have an answer. What you know is that you never really do get past grief. You just learn to grow around it.
Grief can be so isolating. Even though you and your son are living right in the same house, you're grieving independently.
you can take your grief, you can put it on a piece of paper, and you can look at it. Creativity is a vehicle to move through it.
You said to me, don't forget I'm grieving too. I miss your mom too. I needed you to tell me that because I knew you loved my mom and you missed her too.
It doesn't get easier, you get stronger.
Every week I sit down with someone who helps me get through it and grow through it. I'm not an expert, just your average mom and someone figuring it out right beside you. So pull up a chair to my grandma's kitchen table. Let's ask better questions. How do I do this with Ryanne, wherever you get your podcast?
We really live in a death-denying society, and so much of our liturgy is helping people connect to the reality of what's happened. And I think we have to change our language in order to really help people.
Well, no pun intended, you're speaking my language, being a transactional attorney. I love words, but even with myself, it's hard for me to say, my mom is that. Mm-hmm. I mean, even now.
I know. I mean, it's not, this is why my mother and I fight about this a lot.
Enjoy those fights.
Well, we've had a lot of family die in the last 5 years, and she's like, we can't, that's too harsh. And I said, but Mother, that's what's happened. And so if we don't acknowledge it, we'll never truly live into it. Mm. And
so for a parent, I'm thinking especially about a mom like me who has not used that language with their child. Mm-hmm. How do I go about fixing it and doing better for him?
Just pay attention to what you're saying.
I haven't messed him up, have I?
No,
okay.
No, gosh, no. No, but you can talk about death. Mm-hmm. He's living the reality. You're just helping him.
Yeah. Sharon grew up loving the arts, music, and dancing. She performed in one of the first local Mickey Mouse Club, Mouseketeer clubs at the Birmingham Theater, and was a majorette. This greatly influenced how she raised me, her love of the arts. She was insistent I took ballet classes, music lessons, piano, flute, and voice. She drugged me to every theater production in the Southeast, even though we lived in a very, very small town in South Alabama. If it was within driving distance, we went. She made sure that I had speech and debate lessons and opportunities to learn public speaking, which were not robust in small town Alabama, which meant we had to travel. She invested in that in me. To be educated meant to be well-read and well-versed in not only War and Peace, Chaucer, Shakespeare, but also the latest biography written by the celebrities of the day. She wanted that even for my son, as you will hear.
Hey, this is Mom. I wish tonight, when you read his books, that y'all read The Velveteen Rabbit and tell him how special that book is to you, and read the part in it about you be loved until your fur is off. That was one of the clues on Jeopardy tonight about where did that club from, being loved till your fur is all worn off. It's so sweet and such a beautiful memory. I love you. Bye.
And she did watch Jeopardy almost every night, and she would have given any of those people a run for their money. She suffered no fool and had zero patience for aspiring to do anything less than your best. She knew who she was, and she was, as she put it, a child of God with limited time on this earth. If she loved you, you damn well knew it. And if she didn't, well, you probably knew that too. The quintessential Southern belle who believed in the good of humanity, loving people well, a nicely penned handwritten thank you note, and celebrating with a perfect table setting for any occasion. Her presence here on this earth as a mother and educator will be missed every day. So while the obituary is absolutely the truth, the other side of the coin is that our relationship was not perfect, but it was ours. One of our last conversations, she told me, "I'm so proud that you're so healthy and so strong in ways that I never could be." Of course, I dismissed her because I was like, "Mom, what are you talking about? Let's just go on. Tell me what you're cooking for dinner." You also need to know that she had a wicked sense of humor. A few years ago for Christmas, she bought me a set of steel balls. She said, "God didn't give them to you, but you've definitely earned your own set of balls now." So, if you've ever lost someone, you know there's a before and after. The version of you that existed with them and the you you're trying to figure out now. The bitch I was on November 22nd left the building the morning of November 23rd, and she hasn't shown back up since. She actually took the manual with her. I call her pre-grief lawyer Barbie Ryanne. She was that girl. Firstborn, oldest grandchild, planned vacations with the precision of a military strategist, and a holiday event like a damn Hallmark movie producer. Every detail planned and considered. You needed a backup plan? She had 5, in a binder, color-coded. I never cried in public. I truly believe that if I planned well enough, worked harder than everyone else, nothing could touch me, let alone break me. Pre-grief lawyer Barbie Ryanne is so cute, optimistic. I love her. She achieved a lot. I miss her. She was so sparkly, predictable. And now I'm a bit more like a shattered disco ball being held together with dry shampoo, coffee, and under-eye concealer. So that's me. That's my mom. This is my real life process. Your everyday mom figuring out how to do mom life. Well, all of this without her mom. So what can you expect going forward? Storytelling, good Southern storytelling. A peek into what I'm doing and trying to help me become this new version of me, along with what is working and what is not working. Guests who don't suck, because if I want to sit down and talk with somebody over hot tea, they're going to be great. We're going to have mental health professionals, religious scholars, and we're even going to talk with a medium and a psychic. With honest conversations and zero fluff. Definitely chatter that will be unbecoming of a Southern lady, as my mother used to say. And some solo episodes where you may just hear from me. But I hope that you take away humor, pain, and hope. Unlike my day job as an attorney, I'm not here to give answers. I don't have any. I'm here to ask better questions. But for my son, there are days I could just rot in that bed.
Yeah. Because that makes us feel better, right?
Right. But that's not an option.
Mm-hmm.
Not an option.
Every time I wanted to really just collapse at the time my little one would come around the corner in a tutu or a baby doll. Mommy, watch this. Look what I can do. And get up and play with me. And I knew that was a lifeline for me to be like, okay, you still have so much to live for that's right here in front of you. Just get up and do the next step. Just do the next thing. And so that's how I was able to get through it kind of in the early stages.
I like to use a dinner party analogy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, think about it. You're having a dinner party, right? You've got to clean the house. You've got to plan the menu. You've got to go to the grocery store. You've got to prepare the meal, set the table. Think of it if I said, oh, Ryanne, I'm gonna have this dinner party, but I've decided I don't really feel like cooking. Could you go to the grocery store and then come over to my house and prepare the beef bourguignon, and then could you stay after and clean up, and could you wash the dishes, and could you, that is what we're doing when we don't get in the driver's seat of our own estate planning. It is like asking somebody to be in charge of our own dinner party.
Is she happy?
No pain, no worry. She's like, it's everything that she wants up there. And she could be with everyone that she loves at the same time. And so like, I got to put you on hold. I got to put you on hold. Hang on. She's like, her energy is huge on the other side. That's something that I want to tell your listeners, that love never ends. It is something continuous. And I think we down here miss them. But when they're in heaven and they cross over, all that's available is love. So now they're all love. And imagine your mom loving you anyway. Now, twice, 10 times that, right? And being able to help you in ways that we would not be able to do if they were here. So that's great. And she's, okay, I'll mention it. Hang on. And of course, your mother-in-law is like, don't forget about me, that she loves you too.
Yeah. Do you have a story that you can share with us, of course, without violating any privacies, about where you really use some of the tools you have and you and saw somebody take a great emotional turn, and how this has really helped them?
Yeah, I mean, I had a client who lost somebody close to them, and he kept going back to a strong memory of a place tied with a grandparent. And I told him, I was like, do you want to maybe make this place? Because it was just a really strong memory. And so then what we ended up doing is we created a little diorama, like if you go back to elementary school, like shoebox style. And it was really cool because he had to tell me all of these details about this memory, like down to the tile on the floor and the backdrop. And there was like grass and rocks. And I had to go and collect all these materials and bring them into session. So like, I felt like I had been there. Like I felt like I had this true understanding. And so then my client, I think, felt really understood. And it was a series of over 4 sessions that we're working on this. Whereas I think if we had verbally processed this memory, maybe like half a session kind of talking about this and maybe some healing from that. But working and actively problem solving and figuring out these tiny little pieces and how everything was going to go and building. And then when he saw like the end product, to be like, this is it, this is the place. And then, in turn, he wanted to gift that to a family member who also shared the love of this memory in this place.
So it had this beautiful ripple effect.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, I think that's like the ultimate gift of creativity is when, there isn't always a strong end product, but we often see that. And when there is, that's where it leads to connection and I think further understanding.
Put the dry shampoo up and wash your damn hair.
I love that. And I know a time, and this is a confession, right after my mom passed, it was hard for me to wash my hair.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the washing, and I wanted to be clean, but it was the act of drying, and that felt so exhausting. And my sweet, sweet husband said, well, isn't there a place you can go to where they just wash your hair? And I was like, yes. And
ding, 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 yes.
And so that's now my go-to gift for people when I hear they're in grief, is I give them a gift certificate to one of those places. Incredible. So they can just do that little bit of self-care.
And not have to think.
Yeah. And my mom, she always gave this advice that 3 things water's going to heal you: tears, a bath, or the ocean.
I mean, amen.